The moment you step onto a dealership lot today, the outcome is already decided, not in your favor. The average transaction price for a new vehicle in America has crossed $48,000. Dealers are handing out 84-month financing terms like candy, stretching payments so thin that buyers spend 6 or 7 years underwater on a machine that loses value every single day. And here's the part nobody in that showroom will ever tell you. The price is not the trap. The trap is what that money actually buys you. A modern vehicle is not transportation. It is a subscription product disguised as property. It is a rolling surveillance device disguised as convenience. And it is an engineered liability disguised as innovation. But a growing number of mechanics, financial minimalists, and sharp-eyed drivers have completely walked away from the new car market. They are using a strategy known as the pre-screen loophole, and once you understand it, you will never look at a dealership the same way again. To see the loophole clearly, you first have to see the trap clearly. Pull up any vehicle built after 2016. Look at the center console. The physical buttons are gone. The knobs are gone. The tactile switches are gone. What replaced them is a large glass touchscreen sitting in the middle of the dashboard like a tablet bolted to a dinner table. Automakers market this as a premium experience. The reality is the opposite. Replacing 30 individual copper-wired switches with a single glass panel is a manufacturing cost reduction. It is not an upgrade. It is a downgrade dressed in glossy marketing language. Here is why that matters to your wallet. In a car built 20 years ago, if the knob controlling your air conditioning snaps off, the fix costs almost nothing. You pull a matching part from a junkyard for a few dollars, clip it on, and drive away. In a modern vehicle, the climate system, the audio controls, the navigation, and often the rear camera feed all run through that single screen. When the display delaminates from months of direct sun exposure, when the processor overheats and bricks itself, or when a routine voltage spike fries the internal board, you lose all of it at once. The dealership cannot repair it. They replace the entire module. The bill lands between $3,000 and $5,000. Your car has been functionally disabled by a component that cost the manufacturer less than a set of real switches would have. That is not progress. That is a business model. But the screen is just the visible part of the problem. The deeper scam is invisible and far more profitable. Every new vehicle rolling off an assembly line today carries a built-in cellular modem and a telematics system running in the background around the clock. Your vehicle is measuring how aggressively you accelerate, how hard you brake, how often you exceed speed limits, and where you go every single day without exception. That data does not stay inside your car. Investigations by major news organizations have confirmed that multiple large automakers were packaging individual driver behavior profiles and selling them to third-party data brokers. Those brokers sell the profiles directly to insurance companies. Drivers across the country have watched their premiums spike dramatically, not after filing a claim, not after an accident, but because their own vehicle filed a quiet report against them. You are paying $50,000 to fund your own surveillance operation. The car sitting in your driveway is working against you. And the mechanical integrity underneath all that connected technology is increasingly fragile. To meet aggressive federal fuel economy targets, engineers have been forced to downsize engines dramatically. Massive SUVs and full-size trucks are now being fitted with tiny turbocharged 3-cylinder and 4-cylinder engines running at extreme compression levels. These power plants are paired with continuously variable transmissions, which use steel belts and friction cones to simulate gear changes instead of using actual physical gears. The engineering trade-off is brutal. The turbochargers spike internal heat and pressure beyond what the cooling system can handle consistently, leading to early head gasket failures. The CVT belts, constantly slipping under load, grind themselves down into metallic dust. These drivetrains are not built to last. They are built to be affordable at the point of sale and expensive at the point of failure. Now here is the escape route. The pre-screen Loophole is built around a specific 12-year window in automotive manufacturing history. Mechanics and experienced buyers call it the analog golden era, spanning roughly from 1996 through 2008. The 1996 starting point is deliberate and precise. That is the year the federal government mandated OBD2 diagnostic systems in every vehicle sold in the United States. This standardized electronic port means any problem the car develops can be identified instantly using a code scanner that costs $20 at any auto parts store. No guesswork, no expensive dealer diagnostic sessions. Vehicles built inside this window have modern electronic fuel injection, meaning reliable cold starts in any weather. They have functional airbag systems and safety engineering that meets real-world standards. They have alternators, sensors, and ignition systems that respond to modern diagnostic tools. But because they were designed and built before connected technology became embedded in the vehicle architecture, they carry none of the digital liabilities baked into modern platforms. No cellular modem, no telematics data pipeline, no touchscreen ecosystem built around planned obsolescence, physical keys, analog gauges, mechanical switches with a direct and repairable connection to the systems they control. These vehicles are fixable by anyone with basic tools and a parts budget. So where do you look and what do you buy? Start with a Toyota Camry or Honda Accord from the late 1990s through the early 2000s. Target the 4-cylinder variants specifically. The engines in these cars use either cast iron or heavy aluminum construction with timing chains rather than rubber interference belts. They connect to traditional 4-speed hydraulic automatic transmissions with real physical gear sets. These drivetrain combinations have documented histories of running cleanly past 250,000 and even 300,000 miles on nothing more than consistent oil changes. Finding one in solid condition on a private seller marketplace for under $5,000 is completely realistic. If you need a truck, the late 1990s Chevrolet and GMC full-size pickups with the 7-liter Vortec V8 represent one of the most durable drivetrains ever put into a production vehicle. Target models built before the factory introduction of active fuel management cylinder deactivation technology, which has a well-documented history of destroying modern GM engines through oil consumption and lifter failure. The pre-AFM Vortec is bulletproof in comparison. If a large sedan serves your needs, the Ford Panther platform is the single best expression of the pre-screen Loophole. The Crown Victoria, Mercury Grand Marquis, and Lincoln Town Car were all engineered from the ground up to survive police fleet and taxi duty. Body-on-frame construction. A 4.6-liter V8 operating at a fraction of its mechanical stress ceiling. Because these vehicles were purchased in massive quantities by government and commercial fleets, every single component in the car is in widespread circulation. Parts are cheap, available everywhere, and often sitting on a shelf at your local auto parts store right now. A clean example from a private seller or an estate sale can often be purchased for $3,000 to $5,000 in cash. That same budget represents roughly one monthly payment on a new luxury SUV. Here is how the execution works. You do not finance. Financing a pre-screened vehicle defeats the entire purpose. You save between $4,000 and $6,000 in cash. You search private seller listings on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and local classifieds. You ignore dealers entirely. When you inspect a candidate, you are looking for physical confirmation that it belongs to the right era. A metal key that enters a mechanical cylinder. Air conditioning and radio knobs with tactile resistance when you turn them. A gear selector connected to the transmission by a real steel cable, not a drive-by-wire rotary dial. A speedometer and tachometer on physical gauges, not rendered on a screen. When you buy a vehicle like this, You are not simply making a financially sound decision, though the numbers alone make an overwhelming case. You are opting out of a system that was never designed to serve you. You are removing yourself from the data pipeline that turns your daily commute into a product sold to insurers and marketers. You are buying something you genuinely own outright, something you can fix yourself or have fixed affordably at any independent shop, something with no remote software dependencies, no required updates, no subscription features, and no manufacturer standing between you and the mechanical operation of your own property. The automotive industry has spent 20 years convincing buyers that newer is always better. The drivers using the pre-screen loophole have done the math. They have read the repair bills. They know what the data brokers are buying. And they have made a different choice. Now you have enough information to make it too. And once you experience that level of control, it becomes very hard to go back. No monthly payments draining your income, no silent software tracking your behavior, no expensive surprises hiding behind a fragile screen, just a machine that does exactly what you tell it to do and nothing more. That is what a car was always supposed to be. The pre-screen loophole is not just about saving money, it is about reclaiming ownership in a world that is slowly turning every product into a service. And the earlier you make that shift, the more you protect your future finances and freedom. So, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more informative videos like this.